Good evening. I'd like to thank Chairman Lee and the Cobb County Board of Commissioners for allowing me to talk to you tonight. My name is Dennis Hayes. I'm on the Cobb County Board of Directors. Current zoning policies don't support the kind of development, of village-type development, that new home buyers are seeking today. The old form of zoning creates pockets of development where all residential development is one area, commercial's all in one area, other types of developments are in other areas. Form-based code corrects this by allowing integrated community development of communities. Many people in this room tonight are here for zoning and zoning related issues. Now I want to talk to you about a new type of zoning called form-based codes that allows the more modern type of village development. I've been on the Mableton Board of Directors for over 5 years. I've been involved with zoning for over 8 years, and I was involved with the Mableton form-based code from the very beginning. Tonight I want to discuss how traditional zoning fails to meet modern needs and how form-based code can meet those needs. Traditional zoning fails to provide walkable communities, it fails to allow aging in place, and it doesn't allow integrated village type communities. I further want to describe how form-based code allows all of the above and describe what our future communities might look like if we stay with traditional zoning versus if we move to a form-based code. Separating land use into different areas prevents the desired and needed village type development. Sean Haggerty of the law firm Best and Krieger, in an undated presentation to the San Diego chapter of the American Planning Association, available at spda.org, described the traditional zoning as characterized by the segregation of land uses into specific geographic districts. The Philadelphia Zoning Code Commission, on their website at zoningmatters.org/facts.trends, states that Euclidean zoning has come under scrutiny and criticism due to its lack of flexibility. Traditional zoning does not support aging in place. A young couple will buy their first house as a residence as a condo in a high density residential area. When they have kids, they're going to have to move to a different section of town where there's low density houses. And then when they get too old to maintain a house on their own, they'll have to move somewhere else where senior type living arrangements are available. On my street, 5 out of 10 couples that bought houses originally eventually had to move either out of the city or even out of the state to get senior type living arrangements when they became unable to maintain their own homes. Ode zoning separates people from the services that they want, like shopping, jobs, restaurants. One section of town will be residential where people live. Another section will be commercial where they go to buy or do things. Another section will be light industrial where they go to work. These can be separated by a distance of many miles, and the only way to get from one to the other would be by using a car or a bus. This limits walking within the residential area to pretty much just exercise and recreation. Now, we've seen the old way of zoning can't give us the type of communities that we want. But now, form-based zoning, on the other hand, only describes the character of an area. This allows various forms of residential housing, shopping, office space, and restaurants to coexist in a single area. This supports aging in place. You buy a condo when you're young, when you have kids, you move a couple of houses down or to the next street into a house, and then eventually you move to another part of the neighborhood where there's senior living arrangements. In this form-based code presentation, which can be found on cobdev.cobgovernmentga.gov website, Planning Division Manager Dana Johnson, speaking to this very board at their January 25th, 2011 meeting, noted that there are 13 areas in Georgia and 332 areas in the U.S. that are already using form-based codes. Form-based codes make a community walkable. In the South Cobb's Patches article, Mableton Form-Based Code, Density is Not a Dirty Word, on January 31st, 2011, Kerry Walton quotes Dana Johnson as explaining, this new form-based code will allow for a town center and area in Mableton that accommodates seniors, creates a sense of place, and it will be a lifelong community, a place of people of all ages with quality public spaces, mobility options, and a connected street network. Residents will be able to carry out many of their daily tasks by walking without the need to get into their automobiles. And the Cobb DOT's March 2013 project fact sheet on the Walker Drive project, they note that form-based code will improve pedestrian safety and connectivity to the Mableton Elementary School and have spacious 14-foot wide sidewalks to encourage pedestrian activity. Now, so it's shown that with ode zoning, people won't have to drive everywhere burning gas. With form-based codes, they could walk everywhere burning calories. With traditional zoning, people have to move to a different neighborhood with every phase of life. With form-based code, people can age in place, and they also will have access to all of the services that they use on a daily basis. So we've seen the problems. What can we do now? Well, the Board of Commissioners can vote to fund charrettes, and they can vote to use form-based coding as appropriate in large zonings. And we, the people, can encourage them to do that by calling them and emailing them and talking to them after the meeting. This will give Cobb County the type of development we need to be prosperous and to continue the lead in this area. Thank you and good evening.